Who is your next of kin? Please, I'd like to know, because I feel like there's a lot of misconception, especially in our country, when it has to do with who should be, your next of kin and who exactly a next of kin is. Now, many people don't really understand who a next of kin is. If you say next of kin, what they think of automatically is that if anything happens to you, the person that will have access to your money and your cars and your properties, which is a very big lie. So we walk around uninformed, and I feel like I needed to draw attention today because I heard something very nasty, and I'm like, what? When they do something, before I give you the gist, let me tell you where next of kin is. I wrote it down because I had to go check from a lawyer's point of view. You understand? Kini, I like to do things right. Next of kin is simply the first contact point if anything happens to you. He or she is empowered to make decisions for you in times of emergency or where you are not readily available to make decisions yourself. Now, these decisions could include medical and the rest. It could include anything that has to do with you being in a tight position. That's where your next of kin shows up for you. Very important. Now, listen, this last part is what I like most. He or she is not automatically a beneficiary of your property after death. Because how can you make your mother, as a young married man, you're young and you're married, how can your mother still be your next of kin? Now, next of kin, because of how it is, it can easily be changed. So imagine me now, married to this my husband, as young as the both of us are. Then God forbid, I say God forbid because it's not his portion, something happens to him on the road, maybe he goes into an accident or something. So if they now go to check him or something, because by rights, if you log in someone's details and all, details about them will come up. Next of kin, number, all those kind of things should pop up. And then the person they are going to be calling is his mother to say, hello, the mother is not even in the same town with us. She's not even in the same state. Far away, if you want to use road, up to 16 hours to get there. They will now call her, hello ma, your son is into this thing, his life is right now, what should we do medically? He needs to be operated on. You'd have to give permission. You have to sign for us to begin to work on him right now. We need your permission. What do we do? Then they will not start trying to come and meet you. Oh, I'm not there in Lagos, so can you call the wife? Oh my goodness, have you seen? So it is somehow when you as a young man, see, young man, young woman, when you're a young person and you're unmarried, your next of kin should be one of your parents, as long as they are still very strong and they can make reasonable decisions. Or one of your siblings that are, smart. Could be your senior, could even be your younger one, as long as you trust their judgment when it has to do with situations, they can make the right decisions. But when you get married, it's a different ball game entirely. Your next of kin should be your spouse, your husband, or your wife. Now, when you're growing older, to a point where you know that this me and my wife, we don't dey old, our body don't dey shake. At that point now, you can change the next of kin to one of your children that you trust, because by now they should be adults. They should be able to make decisions for you. But you know that some men are so silly that they make their little children that are not even up to 18 years their next of kin, because they think that automatically it has to do with money. Money, everything money. My own is safe. If next of kin is supposed to even collect your property, has access to your money and your property, why can't it be your spouse? Why can it not be your husband or your wife? It shows that you did not take your time to make the right person your partner. This is why they say, take your time when you're trying to get a life partner. Because when you choose someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with, it is not supposed to be a decision that you take lightly. It's not a decision that you take because of big bum. It's not a decision that you take because of big breasts. It's not a decision that you take because of big bola and how he used to turn you around on the fan. It's not a decision that you take because she's beautiful. Is she smart? Does she have the fear of God? Does he have empathy? Does he have the right people that he's listening to? Do they love you? Like, sacrificially love you? Do they have your best interest at heart? People marry for the most mundane and most silly reasons. That's why when I see two people that are supposed to be married and they are so against themselves when it has to do with money, I say, Kilele, this is a crazy person. This man is mad, or this man is mad. You know why? Because it only takes a mad person to make a decision that is not right for them. You marry someone that you cannot trust with your life. This is someone that at night, do you know what's happening when you're dozing and you're lost consciousness? You don't know. So if the person wants to do anything to your life, they can do it to you then. So why do you risk being beside that kind of person all night? Why do you risk it? Why do you put yourself in such a situation? I want to ask. So please, people are so uneducated, and it breaks my heart sometimes. I came here because the wife is sad that the husband made his mother next of kin. So imagine me. So if I want to, as I want to go and give birth to this baby now, I'm going now for CS. They will now call my mother and ask her, or call my father and ask him, can we operate, please? We need your permission. You are the next of kin to operate on this woman. It should be your spouse. Some things should not even be explained. Think about your life. Because is this small thing that will make you know whether you took your time to choose who to marry. When they say choose who to marry, you think that we're putting water in our mouth to talk. When you see something online, you say, hey, this one is social media love. See you. Before I go, let me ask a very simple question. Who is your next of kin?